Does he want to resign? The contract needs to be renewed. What are we really waiting for? I think after the World Cup, when he mentioned to his players that, look, I may not continue with you, and of course, the media carried it, and even FIFA and all of them says he has resigned from his position and all that. And he came back to say, look, I did not resign. And Nigerian Football Federation came, okay, we're not renewing your contract. And he said he was sacked. He came out to say he wasn't sacked. It's just that his contract wasn't renewed. And of course, after when Amadou Shaibu was supposedly, taking over from him for the remaining games for the AFCON, just 2 more games. And of course, Keshi coming back, presidency intervention, and people were saying it wasn't actually from the presidency.
Allegedly.
That it was, they decided that, look, because Amadou Shaibu, pleaded and said, look, he wouldn't be able to do it because, Keshi has started the job and all that. Let him just finish the job before he can come in. So, and he came back. What I really want to understand is, what is Nigerian Football Federation doing about this? Because I remember when we spoke to Musa Akmando, of course, even NFF President Amanju Pinnick, he was on Sunrise. Most of them actually tried to dodge the question. They didn't really want to answer the question, the current position of Coach Stephen Keshi. And when the list of players that will be participating in the 2 friendlies against Sudan and, of course, Mali came up, and the coach that was there is assistant coach, Daniel Amokachi. So it tells you that is Keshi really holding the NFF to ransom? Or are the Nigerian Football Federation, are they really divided against themselves? Maybe some of them actually want him to stay, the others don't want him. I think it's a high time, January 1st, or rather, their first meeting they're going to have for the year. I think they actually need to answer Nigerians, to tell them this is your new coach. Or maybe they are bidding time for the election to be over and for them to really have more time, maybe liaise with the people behind the scene and to see who is going to be the next Nigerian Super Eagles coach.
Okay, Jimmy, during the week we had our program, Sports Palava, and then we looked at the Keshi issue. It is boiling, and one of the questions actually put to one of the gladiators is Keshi a failure? Taking into consideration the fact that you employed Keshi, you asked him to go to the Nations Cup and get to the semi-final. He won it. You asked him to qualify for Chad, which you have never gone. He got there and got a bronze. You asked him to go to the World Cup, and he got to the World Cup and got to the 2nd round. Now, you ask him, let us assume or agree that he also was supposed to take us to 2015 and failed, which means you gave him 4 tasks and he scored 3 over 4. Is that not 75%? Is that a failure?
I think the system that actually encouraged Keshi to go into all of that, all of the array of tasks actually failed. We didn't have a proper structure in place for us to even be able to assess how well Keshi performed. Because you ask yourself, if you say that Keshi should go into all this competition.
You don't answer my question.
What I'm saying is very simple.
Yeah, if you give him 4 tasks and he completes 3 successfully, is that a failure?
It cannot be said to be a failure.
Okay.
But you see, a lot of people would look at the total number of matches Keshi had, gaffed the team, and the total number of matches won, the percentage rate of success, and all those things, and will come to a conclusion that maybe he had not done well enough. They consider the number of draws, especially when you have invitationals, you have friendlies. They say, okay, friendlies are not supposed to be matches where you need to win those games, but they will still count it against Keshi, having not won those games. But what we are saying is Keshi a failure? No, it cannot be a failure, because the target that was set for him was a semi-final win, at least get to the semi-final. He won the Nations Cup, taking 17 rookies to the Nations Cup. It can't be a failure. It got to the World Cup, took us to the 2nd round, something Clement Westerhoff achieved.
That we're praising him for.
That is somebody that is not black-skinned, so to say. Now you have somebody, one of our own, haven't done that. If you want to look for improvement, you have got to get someone better than Keshi. That's the standard benchmark, just like Chief Segun Odegbami suggested. Now, are we looking forward to that? You look at how many African coaches are taking Africa so far, whether be it the Nations Cup, be it the World Cup. How many have you done in the past?
Okay, that is the case. I mean, please, we're opening the lines. Join us now. It is heating up, it is getting heated up, but I tell you this, Keshi is there, but we are moving. At the World Cup, we saw it got to the semi-final, and the hope of a nation. The last time actually Brazil hosted was 1950. Brazil is the most successful footballing nation in the world. They've won every competition except the Olympics. That is the only one. We denied them. I know we beat them in the semi-final. We beat them, but that's behind the issue. They won 5 World Cups outside Brazil. They won it in '58 right there in Sweden. In '62 they went to Chile and won it. Then they came, I think that was not enough. In 1970 they went to Mexico and then collected that particular trophy. And people were saying, no mass, no mass. In '94, yes, we were then US '94. They beat Italy, collected it. And in 2002, we saw that Mohawk, yeah. we saw Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo, the real one, Ronaldo de Lima, came up and scored 8 goals. 2 put past Oliver Kahn, and then they won the 5th one. 5 World Cups outside Brazil. They hosted 1950 and lost. They hosted again. Yes. All right, let's go. Hello. Hello. How do?
It is Audu
Ghana.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Compliment on the season.
Same to you, Audu.
You see, I'm very happy every time I see you on your screen.
Yes.
Especially when you said Stephen Keshi, you gave him 4 things, and he scored 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
There was a time I thought, you don't need Keshi, we need him in Ghana. You should come Ghana. We'll give him things, title in our title. You understand? Then, year 1, you see, MVP of the year.
Yes.
MVP in Africa.
Yes.
Top scorer in the world. 2nd scorer in Africa, Aziza Oshola. That girl needs something bigger than that. Then, the second one is my Pillars. So
wow.
We won the league. In fact, you see, Pillars, if you can play a song for me, I'll be very, very happy for our song.
All right.
Thank you very much.
I will get that for you, Audu. Thank you very much. I'm just a regular caller on this show, and I tell you, the guy spices up our day anytime he picks up the phone and said, yes, he is. I would have asked him who is Ghanaian player of the year, but Audu is Nigerian. I tell you, he's a Ghanaian, but he is a Nigerian. He understands Nigerian sports better than most of us Nigerian, and he talks it with passion. So Brazil won. Germany 7.
I think that's something.
How many hearts were broken? Some people crying on the bench.
How many hearts are you telling me? I don't know the population of Brazil. I think the whole of their hearts were actually broken. My heart was broken also because I had a premonition that the Germans will win because of the way they play. They will win.
Without Neymar.
I knew the Germans were going to win, but I never expected that the goal difference was going to be up to 7.
Yes.
We're expecting something like 3-2. 2-1. But when you have a nation that depended on just one player, Neymar, that's something you can get, most times. Because you had Thiago Silva, who happens to be the captain. He wasn't really in that game. Then Neymar, of course, was injured. Now, and even when the Brazilians came out singing their national anthem, most of them were holding his jersey. So it simply means before the game even started, does that mean they were thinking they failed already?
I think
because Neymar wasn't really there.
Yes, you remember. Let me. I'm not going to quote you, but maybe Jimmy can join in this. You remember that when that Neymar injury, they brought a psychologist into camp.
Speak with the players.
I mean, to talk to the players. I mean, I think that should be demoralizing because it's like you are saying you are going to war and they are afraid.
I think the discombobulation of the Brazilian side is something that is still. Find deserving. The shock was way too much for me.
All right, Victor, you're online. Let's go. Hello, Victor.
I want to make a contribution over this Keshi issue.
All right, Victor, go on.
Nigeria is a great football nation.
Yeah.
And anytime we lose a competition like this, we used to pain us to our marrow. So the truth of the matter is that if football must continue progressively in Nigeria, let us get a foreign coach that has a good technical know-how, that if Keshi wants to work that person so that he will understudy that person, because it has to do with some level of experience and all that technicalities. Football has changed. It's not the days you just gather to tell them play from here and then you win.
Okay, Victor, are you?
So Keshi should move. Nigeria should move above the level
of Keshi. Victor, can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Hello? Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
All right. You talk about experience. I think we saw Keshi play from Nigeria to West Africa to Europe. Yes. And coaching, we saw him coming